Could this upcoming Lakers training camp reveal the secret turning point that defines the entire season? We're less than a month away from the madness unfolding in El Segundo, and the biggest whispers swirling around aren't just about LeBron's minutes or Anthony Davis staying healthy. No, it's the quiet yet intense struggle brewing behind the stars. The battle for those precious bench minutes at the combo forward spot that could make or break this roster's depth. Welcome back to Lakers News Fan Report, where raw truths collide with purple and gold passion. Smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so your heart never misses a beat. Today we're diving deep into what might be the most underrated, yet crucial, training camp showdown, the fierce competition between Jake Laravia and Jarred Vanderbilt, two very different players with very distinct paths, locked in a fight for minutes that could shape the Lakers' bench identity. We all know the Lakers have been busy over the offseason adding new pieces. DeAndre Ayton, Marcus Smart, Jake Laravia, three players destined to shake up the rotation in meaningful ways. But unlike the immediate buzz around those guys, the real question lurking under the surface is, who will anchor the combo forward role behind Rui Hachimura and alongside a star-studded lineup built around LeBron, Austin Reeves, and D'Angelo Russell? Everyone expects the starting unit to be locked. LeBron James logging about 33 or 35 minutes a night. Rui Hachimura holding down that forward spot with roughly 15 to 20 minutes on the bench. And DeAndre Ayton locking down the five-man duties. The Lakers' five-man core has clear continuity, but the battle for the leftover minutes, that off-the-bench combo forward slot, that's where things get really intriguing, more complicated, and ultimately highly consequential. Because the Lakers' front office and coaching staff clearly want a two-way wing who can hold down perimeter defense while also spacing the floor occasionally. But here's the twist. Both Laravia and Vanderbilt aren't perfect fits. Neither is a reliable three-point shooter. Neither is a finished product defensively. So how does Coach Darvin Ham and assistant J.J. Redick, who's got a sharp eye for rotations, decide who eats up the bulk of those minutes? Let's break it down. Right now, the early projections suggest Laravia has the slight edge in minutes, somewhere between 18 to 22 per game, while Vanderbilt might slot in around 15 to 20 minutes. Not a huge gap, but enough to tell a story about their relative fit. Laravia brings versatility that blends well in multiple lineup combinations. He's a bit more adaptable to the Lakers' changing lineups, whereas Vanderbilt's minutes might be capped by his lack of perimeter shooting, and the fact he simply can't stay on the court with multiple non-shooters a real problem given that Marcus Smart, Jackson Hayes, and Ayton don't stretch the floor from deep either. But here's the detail no one's talking about. Vanderbilt's offensive limitations could become an even bigger issue now that Marcus Smart, another below-average three-point shooter, is in the fold. Two poor shooters sharing the floor with Vanderbilt could stifle the floor spacing the Lakers desperately need. So for Vanderbilt to claw back and maybe even tip the scales, he's got to upgrade his offense quickly. He shot just 28% from deep last season on less than a three-point attempt per game, not nearly enough to loosen defenses. And it's not just about knocking down threes. Vanderbilt needs to electrify the offense with smarter cut timing, better floor awareness, and passing that opens up the rest of the team. Last season, he actually regressed in these areas rather than improved. For a Lakers team trying to climb back in the championship contention, that's a troubling sign. Meanwhile, Laravia showed glimpses of promise as a reliable catch-and-shoot threat, boasting a career-high 42.3% from three last year. However, defense remains a big question mark for him. That has been his glaring weakness, inconsistent defensive effort and a lack of trusted versatility. If Laravia can tighten that up, this undeniably raises his ceiling and makes him a far more valuable piece for Darvin Ham's rotational puzzle. So the battle is clear. Vanderbilt must prove he's no longer a liability on offense while maintaining his defensive toughness and rebounding instincts. Laravia must level up defensively and continue to display shooting consistency. The guy who can make those strides faster and more efficiently will seize the greater share of playing time. Because make no mistake, the Lakers desperately need someone reliable in this role, someone who can guard multiple positions, hit timely shots, and keep the energy buzzing when LeBron's on the bench. The last thing Lakers fans want to see is the combo forward spot remaining a glaring weakness when playoff rotations tighten and every minute counts. And that's the sticking point. This isn't just a battle of minutes. It's a battle for the identity of the Lakers bench, the two-way anchor that might define whether this team can push past contenders like the Nuggets, Warriors, and Suns in the loaded Western Conference. If we look back at Lakers history, the importance of role players can't be overstated. Think about the Showtime Lakers, where Magic Johnson's teammates like Michael Cooper and James Worthy brought defensive grit and clutch shooting, becoming extensions of the stars on both ends. Or during the Shaq-Kobe era, players like Ron Harper and Rick Fox were essential glue pieces defenders who could knock down a shot when needed. More recently, during the Paul Gasol years, guys like Sasha Wojciech and Shane Battier played crucial two-way roles that helped propel the team to championships. And who remembers the 2020 NBA bubble? The Lakers built a championship roster that thrived on balance. LeBron and AD were dominant. But players like Alex Caruso, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and Dwight Howard elevated their defense and energy in critical moments. The point is, the Lakers' playoff identities have always hinged on solid two-way players off the bench, who can guard multiple positions and stretch or space the floor just enough to keep defenses honest. That's why this Laravia versus Vanderbilt battle carries so much weight. It's not a mere training camp skirmish. It's a crucial chess match to see who takes on a role once filled by the Riley, or the Caruso, or even the Caldwell-Pope of yesteryear. But here's something else to chew on. Both Laravia and Vanderbilt carry injury histories that can't be ignored. In the last 3 seasons, Laravia has never played more than 66 games, dipping as low as 35 games in 2 separate seasons. Vanderbilt's durability has also been spotty, just 36 games last season and 29 the previous year. With the physical toll of an 82-game grind and the playoffs looming, staying healthy will be non-negotiable. One Lakers veteran once told me, minutes follow availability. If either guy can't stay on the court, the other will inherit the minutes by default. But that also adds an extra layer of pressure on both to rise up, prove reliability, and build trust with the coaching staff. And in the larger context, the 2025 free agent market and midseason trade rumors swirling around the NBA only add urgency here. The Western Conference arms race is heating up fast. Rumors of buyouts, potential blockbuster trades, and savvy signings mean that every minute truly counts for the Lakers to establish stability and demonstrate consistent production while the front office maneuvers behind the scenes. If Laravia or Vanderbilt can crack the rotation and deliver that two-way presence, it could be the kind of incremental edge that shifts games in the Lakers' favor down the stretch. But here's the wild card. Neither is a guaranteed star, and the mistakes they make will be amplified on a roster chasing its first championship since 2020. So what's J.J. Redick, Coach Ham, and the Lakers front office looking for in each player? More than just stats. They want consistency, awareness, and quick adaptation to the Lakers' evolving system. They want Laravia to lock in on defense, develop the ability to cover multiple wings without lapses, and keep pace with the modern NBA switch-heavy schemes. For Vanderbilt, it's about growing into a reliable offensive option who spaces the floor selectively, but doesn't become a liability, and still anchors the defense with his hustle and rebounding. We're not asking for stars here, just players who can embrace their roles, execute within the system, and avoid the pitfalls that kill momentum. So, Lakers Nation, where do you stand? Who do you think will win this intense training camp duel to become that crucial combo forward off the bench? Will it be Laravia with his versatility and higher offensive ceiling, or Vanderbilt with a sturdier floor defensively and rebounding grit? And what if Marcus Smart can somehow elevate his three-point shooting beyond his career 34% average? Could that indirectly help Vanderbilt's floor spacing, giving him an unexpected boost? Is there room in the rotation for both of these guys to carve out minutes, or should one expect to see their minutes slip rapidly if they don't improve? With the Lakers' rich history of dynamic role players, from Magic supporting cast to the spirited bench squads led by guys like Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura today, these decisions on lesser-known combo forwards feel like microcosms of a larger Lakers strategy to rebuild championship depth. And as we inch closer to the start of training camp, all eyes will be locked on these emerging battles that are often overlooked but vital. Because here's the eternal truth for Lakers fans: championships aren't just won by stars. They're forged in the trenches, in wars for those critical bench minutes that define the flow of playoff games. As a lifelong Lakers believer, I can't help but feel we're on the edge of something massive, a new era quietly simmering beneath the surface in El Segundo, waiting for a breakout like the ones that shaped franchises in the past. But is this the move that launches a new Lakers era, or the gamble that haunts us for years? Drop your unfiltered takes in the comments. I'll be right there, heart in hand, ready to debate who's going to rise, who's going to fall, and what this all means for the purple and gold dream. Stay tuned, Lakers Nation. This is only the beginning. The shockwaves from that last trade rumor just exploded across. Lakers Nation, how much more can this roller coaster take before it spins completely out of control? Hit that like button, subscribe, and smash that bell so you never miss the next mind-bending development that could either resurrect this purple and gold squad or drag it straight into a chaos-filled abyss. We've seen LeBron and Adidas-shouldered legends on their backs before, but now the pressure's screaming louder. Will this front office shakeup finally give them the offensive weapons this roster desperately lacks? Or are we staring down a mirage in the desert? Picture this: if the Lakers push forward with these new roster tweaks, will the chemistry clicks, or will key bench players get lost in the shuffle, fading into a rotation that looks more like a patchwork than a powerhouse? There's a chessboard unfolding in the West where every nugget dropped by the Lakers, every whisper of a deal, shifts ripple effects not just in LA, but all the way from Golden State's splash attack to Denver's disruptive grit. But here's the part nobody's talking about. What if the Lakers' gamble on youth and splashy signings is masking an even darker dilemma? The looming reality that Anthony Davis might never again hit that unstoppable form of old and pushing him too hard now risks fracturing the 1-2 punch that's anchored this team through thick and thin. This isn't just about wins and losses, it's about preserving a legacy that dates back to Showtime's brash glory, Kobe's relentless grind through injuries, and the bubble campaign push where everything felt possible. Could this season end up ripping apart that lineage that LA fans hold sacred? Consider the Western Conference juggernaut circling the throne, Phoenix's relentless offense, the unpredictable but fierce Nuggets, the rising Timberwolves with their young core all ready to pounce while the Lakers dance on this knife's edge. We've seen LeBron rally teams before, rewriting destiny with sheer will. But will these roster moves give him enough firepower to outgun Steph's Warriors Lightning or Jokic's triple threat game? The trade rumors and lineup gymnastics coming out of Angel City suggest a front office not content to play it safe. But the line between genius and disaster has never been thinner. Each minute closer to the playoffs ratchets up the weight of every decision. And what about the psychological toll? The fans' trust hangs by a thread. The locker room's morale could flip with the next press conference. And every whisper from the training floor spurs fresh speculation. Are the Lakers forging new bonds or opening cracks that could unravel when crunch time hits? As we hurtle toward April, with the calendar bleeding minutes into potential playoff chaos, the real question is screaming underneath the surface. Are we witnessing the dawn of a Lakers rebirth, or stumbling into a fracture so deep it will haunt the purple and gold for years to come? Drop your raw takes in the comments. I'll be right there with you, riding every merciless, suspense-filled twist of this wild Lakers ride.